Diaspora individuals are returning to Africa and investing in agriculture for various reasons. Meet Mawuse, a tech professional who traded in his software engineering career in Canada for a life of farming in Ghana. So why the switch?
35 years ago, I left the shores of Ghana to go to Canada. And in the 35 years, I've had a phenomenal career as a software engineer, graduated into amazing leadership roles. Now, at the end of my career, I became the globalization tech leader for an amazing company called Intuit in Silicon Valley. One of the things I learned there was to fall in love with big problems and take steps to solve it better than anybody else that you know. Now, in our relocation to Ghana, my family, we chose to tackle the food safety, the food insecurity problem that is beginning to grip portions of the global south. And I'm glad we did. We are very proud of where we've landed in 2 years, and I'd love to share that with you today. My name is Mawuse Golokuma, and I'm the CEO of Mountain View Farms.
Thanks for having us, Mountain View Farms.
Food you can trust.
Awesome indeed. Thanks for having us once again. So on this 70-acre of farmland, what are you producing here?
We've settled on 4 lines of food. So we've got our fish, which is catfish and tilapia. We've got the vegetables that we irrigate with the nutrient-rich fish water. And then we've got our 25 acres of coconuts that we planted 1.5 to 2 years ago. And then we've got our goats that we began about 2 months ago.
That's the local, right?
The local goats, the local breed.
Okay.
Yeah, the African dwarf, they call them. Yes.
Why these specifics that you mentioned?
Funny enough, it grew organically. Okay. It started with, let's go plant a coconut farm. So we planted a coconut farm thinking we're going to take life a little easy. And then we realized we were in a valley that had very good water. So we started a fish farm. And then we realized that the fish farm was actually a water management business than anything else. So we ended up with a ton of water, which we've now, pushed onto our veggie fields. And quite frankly, when it comes to goats, it started with, we would have to have some protein on the farm. And then we realized that if we could get to a good, critical mass of females, then we can actually, have a goat farm where we breed goats and sell them. So it's all happened organically, but we are done. We're not going to add any more things.
Okay.
I have people showing up saying, do this, do this, do that. No, we're done. The 4 items are good enough.
They are good enough.
Yes.
So how many years has it been from Canada to Ghana and then into farming?
We landed literally 2 years ago, came onto this land, and it's the things you see, all the build-up you see, has taken about 18 months because we've spent the first 6 months making sure the land was registered. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. So 18 months of work is what you see here.
How would you describe the experience? I mean, someone who has spent many years working in IT, tech, and then switching to produce something healthy for the consumption of the masses. How was the experience for you?
Strategically, the experience is no different from what I've experienced in my career in tech. You still need to have a compelling vision, which is producing food you can trust. That's the mission we're on. You still need to bring on the right people, and then you still need to execute with excellence.
Right.
So that leadership model and thinking applies to anything you want to do.
Right.
Okay. So for me personally, I am not an agronomist, so I've had to hire an agronomist, right, to help to work hand in hand with me. What I'm really enjoying though is the challenge of the build-up. I've never built my own company. It's not a farm, it's an agribusiness. And so having never done that before, but always felt like I had the energy to do it, this is my test. And generally speaking, we've been successful. We've had a few hiccups here and there, but in 18 months, if this is where we've landed, I'm happy. I'm happy to get to the next level of great.
Great.
Yes.
It's exciting to hear entrepreneurs who are in agribusiness speak this way. But the fact is, you born Ghana, but you left it to Canada and then you came back.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about assessing land or finding the right spot to buy for what your intended purpose or mission was.
So there's one thing that we strategically decided. We decided our market was going to be in Accra and generally the diaspora. And so we wanted to be no more than 90 minutes from the airport. So that was a very strategic decision we made. So we began hunting for land, not by region, right? But by proximity to the airport. And we drove around. In the last 2 years, I've put 80,000 kilometers on my truck. Most of that driven by myself. It's been a lot of work.
Looking for what?
Land. Exactly. So we were lost. It's an interesting story. My wife and I were in the truck. We were lost. And we arrived in this area, in a town called Asinima, and something came over me. I got out of the truck. I told my wife, we are going to be here. I crossed the road and I asked this random lady that, hey, she was frying Gary. It's the wrong person to ask. It turned out she was the right person to ask. Okay, so she pointed me to this fellow there, Imran Tiahine, and I went and spoke with him, and the rest is history. Yes.
Well done.
So acquiring the land was straightforward.
Okay.
Weird but straightforward.
Right.
But settling the land was a bit of a story.
That's a story for another day.
Another day, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, we got 76 acres here. And look at that mountain.
Yeah, that's very beautiful.
We call it Mountain View.
I know.
And the cool story is that Intuit, the company I worked for, that where I learned so much at Intuit. Thank you, Intuit folks. Is in the city of Mountain View in California.
Okay.
So I was happy to call the farm Mountain View. It's a very large mountain ahead of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. More of the diasporas.
Yeah.
Who want to come back to invest.
Correct.
The challenges. Mapping out and planning the relocation.
Correct.
How did you do it to come this far?
A ton of research. We are not here in Ghana, and so a lot of your research is is really online.
Yes.
And some reading, and you talk to a few friends, here and there, and then you live in a spreadsheet, which, by the way, farms don't exist in spreadsheets. You'd get to know that, but you still need your spreadsheet. And so you plan as much as you can, but in a way too, it's like war, right? You train, but the minute the first shot gets fired, all hell breaks loose. But ultimately, the training, all that intense planning, rescues you. It rescues you, and so you'll have your hiccups because you don't know Ghana until you've lived in Ghana.
Right.
Correct. You don't know Ghana until you've lived in Ghana. This is not a holiday. Like, we relocated. Yes.
Now we have cucumber, we have lettuce behind, we have cabbage,
correct,
fish, goats, coconuts.
Yes.
Tell me about marketing.
Cold calls. I think there's one thing I kind of do well. I'm comfortable going to shake hands and being very sincere with my story. So we produce for Farmers Market right now. We produce for Palaceport right now. Great relationships. I literally just went and knocked on their door and said, this is my story. We think we are going to be your best supplier. That would be my opening, because I meant it. Because back to what I said earlier on, we want to solve this problem better than anybody else you know. That is the mission, to provide food you can trust. So I said, yeah, I'll be your best supplier. They looked at me and somehow believed me. right? But that said, I was very ignorant about the market.
Okay.
Okay, let me be exceedingly clear about that. So my recommendation, like in the planning, we planned a ton of production in our spreadsheets and in our research. We didn't plan a ton on how do I get my fish, my lettuce, my cooking best to market, and at what price that makes it
exactly
increasingly profitable. Okay, so that has been a bit of a challenge, and the only way I've done it, quite frankly, to this point is to go knock on doors. But here's what I know I still have to do. There's data from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture that I now have as to what we export, like real data that I have to lean into to help inform what we do.
Okay.
There are associations that I need to join that I know I have not joined, right? Those two alone, I think, would help me understand what others are dealing with and how to address them.
Okay.
So those are things that, I mean, those are rails that have been built that I have not jumped on. But everything so far has been, quite frankly, the guy up there and people just believing what I have to say.
Great.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's take a few steps to those beautiful looking cabbages.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue our conversation from there. You're an entrepreneur who has capital and invested into the food industry.
Correct.
What are some of the challenges that you encountered along the way as someone who is learning on the job?
Yes, I like the learning on the job part. So I'm not an entrepreneur, I'm a new entrepreneur. I would say that our biggest challenge has been finance. In terms of a lack of understanding of what it takes to produce food you can trust. You don't just show up and start digging. The costs that go into building your infrastructure that helps you scale, those costs were largely not anticipated. We needed to fix the road. We needed to build washrooms so that people. We needed to build fencing. We needed to put in the irrigation. We needed to build the ponds. We needed to build a small house. We needed to build storage. It adds up and adds up and adds up. So that has been a challenge, right? We've kind of gone past the end of the runway.
The budgets.
Okay, yeah. So that is a significant challenge for sure. So my advice to other folks is, it's not that don't spend, but find a mentor. Find someone who can help you understand what they've gone through. There's a ton of people in the diaspora who want to do exactly what we've done. And yes, when it's working, it is actually quite satisfying that you're in your own country and contributing in ways that you never imagined you could. But it comes at some costs that you need to understand. You need to build a nursery, right? We're about to add a second nursery, okay? So
those were some of the...
Yeah, I would say that's the... Yeah. We haven't had a challenge finding technical expertise.
Okay.
No. Right. I think Ghana produces enough of those people who can partner with someone like me to get the job done.
Okay.
Thank you, Omari. By the way. Omari has been amazing.
Great.
And people talk about labor shortages. As we get past 10, I think we are beginning to see that too. Until we got to 10, we always could find labor very easily. But now that, I think we need a little more.
You're expanding.
It's beginning to be a challenge. People come and people go.
Okay.
About challenges, no.
Okay.
No, so I'd say finances, but that's coming from a point of ignorance about what it takes to scale.
Right.
And then the other one is, now we are beginning to see it, labor. Yeah.
What does Mountain View Farms seek to address or change when agriculture is mentioned in Ghana?
Our timing is actually quite fortunate for us, just to be selfish for a second. We're on a mission. We've declared a mission to produce food we can trust. Now, what I'm proud of is we declared this mission before all the noise you are hearing showed up. Okay, so it is preparation meets opportunity. So we feel prepared for this moment in Ghana. I've always said, I don't think we are the only ones who have a good heart, who are trying to do this, but we are very intentional. We are the only ones who have seen, who are intentional about it. We've declared the mission. It's in everything that we say and do. Food you can trust. Okay, so when we say Mountain View and agriculture, that is what it deeply means to us.
Okay.
We are on a mission to produce food we can all trust.
Okay.
Yes.
Is your land fully under irrigation?
The almost 25 acres that we have developed out of the 76 is irrigated.
Okay.
Yeah, including many portions of the coconut too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have about 7 ponds.
7 ponds, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you change over the water?
We do, but then again, we are helped by nature. We sit in this basin,
Yes.
the ponds sit in this basin. So there's a lot of water that actually naturally comes from underground
Exactly.
to replenish, okay, naturally. And that's what makes our earthen pond solution amazing, because it's as natural as you can find anywhere in the country. So our fish, they grow pretty quickly. So yes, we have probes that we use to test for, oxygen saturation, dissolved solids, and temperature. And pH. But this is where I come in very handy,
Right.
because I'm technical enough to understand these things and what they mean.
Okay.
Like the relationship between, temperature and oxygen ingestion by the fish.
Okay.
And so we monitor these things and we document these things. And if there's a need
Okay.
to change the water,
Right.
then we change it.
Okay.
Right? We have pumps. We have all kinds of pumps and pipes. And when we change the water, guess what? From the fish, see this yellow tube?
Yes.
It shows up here.
You pump the water from
From the fish ponds.
the fish ponds
Correct.
to the vegetable field.
Exactly. And they're so nutrient rich. If I tell you how quickly our lettuce has grown,
Right.
it is amazing.
And it's as a result of the water
Yes.
around the fish
Yes.
that you pump to the vegetable field.
Correct.
Great.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we beat that 6-week cycle. Even the cucumber
Yes.
also beats the 6-week cycle. Right?
Wow.
And they grow fast. They grow big very, very fast. Very nutritious, very juicy.
Right.
Right? So we would have to actually start harvesting sooner than we've done with our previous cycles of veggies.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's primarily due to the nutrient-rich fish wastewater that we use to irrigate the veggie fields.
Is it paying off? I mean, looking at, 1 acre of land in an area like this definitely is no cheap. Building this, walls around,
The fence?
is it paying off yet?
No. Have I recouped our money? No. We've been here for 18 months. We've invested quite a significant amount of money, but our investment cycle has dramatically dropped.
Okay.
Right? Like we've done the initial investment, it has dropped, and we're beginning to sell. Okay, we are striking some great deals with some of the major supermarkets. I mentioned the Farmers Market and Palace Mall. These are prominent stores in Ghana. We're going to go after Melcom too. So my expectation is that as we scale, okay, the money would make our money back, right? And the intention was never to make money back in 2 years. The intention was to put the money in, right, and then have something to work on for the rest of our time here on this planet. And if we can find a way to hand it over to our next generation, surely we will do that. But the passion was in make the investment. A little painful, but make the investment, and it is beginning to pay off.
Great.
Not pay off, it's beginning to make money. I want to be exceedingly clear with my language.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything that you were taught about agriculture
Yeah.
that you are on the field and you're actually experiencing it for real?
I would say one thing, maybe it depends on me. It is actually satisfying. it is very satisfying when I see the lettuce grow, when I see the cabbage grow.
Yes.
It makes me happy. When I see the coconuts, some of them are
Growing
just
up.
shooting up so fast. It makes me happy. So that part is true. That's about it for me.
What did your friends in Canada say when you told them that, hey guys, it's about time to pack and go to Ghana? And precisely, I'm coming to focus in the agriculture industry. What were some of the feedbacks?
I think, never mind Canada, I think there were people here who were concerned. Yes.
Tell me, what were your concerns?
Well, it's maybe just the level of the scale to which this has developed very quickly. That's one thing. It's not for everybody what we are trying to do. And yes, I'm the leader of this pack for sure. And it takes work. And someone would say, well, at this age, why you starting this? And to which I say, why not? Personally, I'm also blessed with a ton of energy, so that's fine. I can do this. But for the folks in Canada, I think my own style. I'm a very open. I've always been very open with friends and family that, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Draw you a picture, show you some numbers. I think it's exciting. We've seen this, we've seen that, we've seen this. I didn't get a ton of pushback. I didn't. I didn't get a ton of pushback. But I know there are people who, generally the diaspora feels there's a level of apprehension that comes with relocation in general, never mind agriculture, relocation in general, that I wish didn't exist.
Mawuse, are you fulfilled doing what you do?
Very much so. Yeah. I had a good career, reasonably successful, but that chapter is done.
Any regret?
Absolutely none. Oh my goodness, none. Even with the few challenges I have here and there in Ghana, you have no idea how free I am, how happy I am to be here. And I say this to you sincerely. This is not a show. I'm here to produce food we can trust. But on a personal level, I'm free. I'm absolutely free. I can tell you that with anybody who knows me would believe what I'm trying to tell you. I am free, yeah. This is what I determined to do. And that determination hasn't waned in any way, shape, or form. None. This is the right thing to do. Absolutely right thing to do. Look, we go live in North America. We make all this money, right? Yeah, we buy our big screen TVs. We do all the, enjoy the fine things in life. And bluntly, I think we forget that this is our land too. Right? This is our land. Who's going to build it for you?
You and I. At this point, I would like to take a walk with you to where your fish pond is.
Yeah.
We find ourselves in the middle of fish ponds.
Correct.
And these are earthen ponds.
Yes.
Because you dug the earth.
Correct.
How many in total?
We have 7 ponds here.
Okay.
Correct.
And each is stocked with how many fishes?
So in total, we can handle 100,000 pieces of fish. But in practice, we are going to be at around 60 because we are reserving 2 for operational purposes, where we are able to harvest fish that is growing very quickly into the 2 spare ponds, so we can smoke them and sell them.
Okay.
Correct.
So you're doing catfish
Correct.
only, or catfish and tilapia?
Both, but primarily catfish.
What went into the choice of earthen pond? Because we have tarpaulins, we have the concrete ponds, then of course we have the earthen pond, and then those who do it in the river itself. So why the choice of earthen pond?
The choice of earthen ponds for catfish, it was catfish that pretty much drove that decision. It's as natural as it gets. To the layman, it's as natural as it gets. Lots of nutrients, and you don't have to change water as quickly as with the other, above ground methods. And so our fuel costs are also low with the earthen ponds.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides, the water is very, very natural. We don't bring water from anywhere. It just wells up from the ground because of our location.
How often do you pump out the water to the vegetable field?
Once a week.
Okay.
Because we've figured out our irrigation strategy. We used to pump directly from here to the fields. That was energy intensive. So what we do now is that we've staged it. So in our veggie fields, we have these tanks. So we fill those tanks, and then from those tanks, we have a very, very small pump that then feeds the drip irrigation system. So it's a two-stage solution.
Great.
So wherever you go around the farm, where there's a need for irrigation, you'd find a tank.
Here is an investor, an entrepreneur, who is only on the job, and the next thing I see is him smoking and packaging his fish. Tell me, who gave you this idea?
Well, it's innovation, quite frankly. So one thing I did, my wife and I literally went to the Diaspora market, where everybody says, you want smoked fish, you want smoked catfish, go to the Diaspora market. I went there, I didn't like what I saw. Okay, everybody's coming here to buy fish, and the truth is, well, like, Ghanaians can do better than the fly-infested fish that everybody's touching that ends up on your plate. So you can come back from work in your V8, okay, you're a very successful human being, but the food that awaits you at your table is infested with flies. There's got to be a better way to do this. There's just got to be a better way to do this. So we said our fish will not end up there because we put too much love in our fish. So we built our own smoker. Okay, so now when we harvest our fish, right, we smoke our own fish and keep it in storage and sell it at our pace to people who are also dialed into food you can trust. So the entire diaspora, here's what happens in Ghana, okay? People come from London, Australia, the US, Canada. Within 4 days before they leave, they send their little nephew or niece, oh, go buy me fish, okay? Then they buy them fish. They go to a Diaspora market, right? Mingle with the flies. I'm sorry to be this blunt. That's what it's been for decades.
Yes.
It's got to change.
Yes.
And then they come home, and then they wrap it in these brown sheets of paper. By the time you get back to your house in London as the consumer, your clothes smell, the fish is spoiled, right? And you have to keep reheating this thing that you know contains maggots. When we harvest the fish from here, within a day, we smoke it. We don't just package it. Within the package, we vacuum seal it. This is it says it, vacuum sealed. We vacuum seal it. It keeps the freshness in it very long. We've applied for FDA approval. The FDA has been here to inspect our facility and the process. Within a week or two from today, we'll have the FDA seal on the package. It gets even better than that, because from a cost perspective, we've managed to scale and are efficient enough to sell at the same price as what you get on the market. So it is fish from an earthen pond. We smoke it using charcoal, and so the soot residue that gives you cancer is near eliminated from this. Okay, no flies have landed on it, and we vacuum seal it on top of this, and it costs the same as you do in Diaspora. It doesn't make sense not to call us. We solved it well.
Mawuse.
Okay? We solved this very, very well. Yes, painful investment, but if we've solved it well, here's what my vision is. All of you who come from abroad, I've lived there for 35 years too. I know you. I know your kind. Okay, this is what you should be putting in your suitcase. Okay, when you go back, not fish from that place. I can tell you all kinds of horror stories about that market. My wife and I have walked that market on a rainy day. Not good. We shouldn't be eating from there. Ghana,
can do better.
We can do better. We can. I say this in all seriousness.
Right. If you're given a chance to change one thing about food system, food handling, food management within the agriculture industry, what would that be?
Law enforcement. And it cuts across everything. From what I understand, we have enough laws on our books to enforce every standard that keeps us healthy. We simply have to enforce the law. And yes, let's face it, in today's day and age, we have illegal mining that is introducing arsenic, lead, and mercury into our food sources. We have enough laws on the books to tackle that. Okay, where our markets are not necessarily the cleanest, we've got our city councils to go and enforce those laws too. We have the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. There are enough laws on the books. Let's just enforce them.
So one interesting thing I saw when we drove into the farm largely has to do with you mapping or naming the whole place.
Yeah.
And one familiar name that came to mind is Alberta.
Yes.
Tell me, what is the uniqueness about these names you've given the...
So we've named the ponds after Canadian things. So we've named the ponds after Canadian provinces because yes, there's a lot of Canada in here. We lived in Canada for 35 years. My wife lived there even longer, almost 40 years. So there's a lot of Canadian in us, and we had a good time there. There's no doubt. It's been very helpful to us. We have friends. And so we just wanted to bring a little bit of Canada here. Right. And so for the Canadians who are close to us, come visit, get a bit of Canada, going. We've built a canal that we've called the Ottawa Canal. Only the Canadians would get excited about this.
Right.
Yeah, Americans wouldn't, but Canadians would.
Right.
No, but in a way, that spirit means that when we grow our lettuce, I want to have the same quality of lettuce that I would pick from a Canadian shelf.
Right.
That I would have here.
Okay.
So it's not just for branding, but it captures the spirit of what we are trying to do.
Right. So we have here
the province of Alberta, where we lived.
And the other side?
Oh, there's Ontario, there's Nova Scotia, there's British Columbia, there's the Ottawa Canal, as I said, there's Nunavut. Only Canadians understand these things.
Where would you recommend me to stay if I go to Canada?
The Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Huh?
Where would you recommend for me to stay? Which province?
Oh, which province?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm going to get into trouble. But I would still recommend Alberta.
Alberta?
Yes.
Alberta it is. Thank you very much for coming to my province.
Yeah,
all right, guys. So let's move to the coconut area where we have about 25 acres. And let's wrap up our conversation. But this has been an eye-opener and a very insightful one for that matter. We need more of our Ghanaians in the diaspora to come help us build our country. Nobody will do it for us, but we have to do it ourselves. So come with me. Let's go to where the coconut is. Great discussion so far.
Yep.
From the vegetables to the fish, and now we are in my favorite part, coconuts. You are lucky you are not fruiting. I would have drunk everything. But tell me, this is about how many acres?
This is 25 acres of coconuts.
Okay.
Yep.
And largely the variety is which one?
It's the Malaysian dwarf.
Great.
Correct.
Now that's one unique thing I saw when I walked in is the tagging.
Yeah.
Who tags coconut?
I do.
Tell me, how does it help you in the management of the farm?
I like data, right? Again, this is where it's basic tech. It's a spreadsheet, okay? But I need to be able to know that 80% of my coconut inventory is, beetle-free, or 40% of my coconuts need fertilization, right? Or X% of my coconuts are, from a height perspective, are trending, on course or not. When this started, the guys used to walk around randomly and they would go and come back and say, oh, it's growing. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I can't walk 25 acres every day. And so what we did was we introduced these tags to uniquely identify each tree. So not only does it help us manage data, but it also helps us understand exactly what we have. If you have 25 acres of coconuts, 80 trees to an acre, you should have 2,000 trees. We have 2,000 trees, right? Okay. Yes, so it gives you confidence when you're doing your math that, okay, I'm working towards 2,000 trees. If a few die and you have to replace, you still have 2,000 trees. So that is what the numbering system gives us. Okay. I asked the Coconut Association how they do this. Nobody responded. So I went ahead, we created the laminated labels, and we labeled them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm nerdy enough that way.
Yeah. I also saw you have some nets. What does it do for the plants?
Surprise. So I don't know if I can show you this, but
yeah.
There's always some in here. There they are.
You are trapping?
Yes. So here's a smaller one, but it's called a rhinoceros beetle.
Okay.
Right? Like in beetle land, this is the rhino. Okay? And they would devastate your coconut crop. For sure. And so we chose not to use chemicals, but to use this net that traps them, and it does a very effective job. So it traps them and starves them.
Okay, then they die.
Okay. We're not very nice people.
Right, that's good.
Right.
If I have to trap you to protect my plant,
yes,
I definitely will do it.
Correct.
But do I change it, or this how it's going to be forever?
No, so part of the work is,
yes,
our workers go through, and what they do is they reposition the net as the tree grows.
Right.
Okay, and so it keeps going up and up and up. So they have very special knives. You come, zip, then you raise it, and if you have to introduce a new net, you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the distance between one plant to the other?
25 feet.
Okay.
25 feet.
So in total, how many plants do you have on this?
2,000.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot. I mean, I'm saying that's a lot of money. Money to buy all these 2,000.
Yeah.
It's no joke, right?
Yeah, we have 2,000 trees.
Okay.
And we've learned to take care of them.
Right. What's the bigger picture in terms of marketing?
Very international. But here's how we approach
How are you approaching it?
The coconut. If you don't have a crop, there's nothing to sell or export. And given that with coconut you have a little bit of time, we chose to just focus on establishing the crop, knowing that unlike lettuce that you need to find the market like in 3 weeks, right? In this case, we focused on getting the crop established. Okay, and then we're now beginning to pay attention to, okay, what does the market look like? So, peripherally, things like coconut oil, right, is certainly part of everybody's future. Okay, even the flesh itself can be exported. These things don't grow in Canada.
You say?
Coconuts don't grow in Canada, but they are very good for Canadians.
So where do Canadians buy coconuts from?
On the shelf.
No, which country do you buy it from?
Canadians?
Yes.
Oh, you go to Safeway. Sorry, Canadians watching this will laugh.
You don't grow coconuts in Canada?
No, of course not. Oh, no, we don't grow coconuts in Canada.
But you drink coconut?
Yes, we do. There's a lot of coconut water canned on Canadian shelves.
Interesting.
Yeah, in stores. We do not grow coconuts in Canada. They cannot grow in Canada, right? But Canadians, North Americans, like the Northern Hemisphere, consumes a ton of coconut water. It's really, really good for you.
All right. Agriculture industry is tagged with high-risk venture or industry. How are you putting measures, or what measures have you adopted to minimize, if not eliminate, the risk?
Okay, so I think this is where our strategic thinking comes into play. So I take the fish, for instance, right? We worked through our first cycle and learned about what these things mean. Like there's mortality, there's theft, there's what do you call it, market. Okay, we've now taken steps to mitigate, in some cases eliminate. So our fish that we have in the water right now, this might surprise everybody, we've got zero mortality. Zero, right? The fish we brought in about a month ago, zero. None has died. If you take the coconuts, to ensure that these trees grow and yield fruit, we are doing all the right things. the agronomic practices, the twice a year, if not more, manuring, the protection against beetles. Beetles can come and wipe your farm. Okay, so those are things we're doing to just give ourselves a chance to succeed. So I've given you the fish and the coconut examples. We've just begun doing goats. Okay, again, first thing is let's take steps to make sure that the basics, right, the deworming, the vaccinations are done on schedule. But I agree, agric is risky. Well, so is real estate. Any business has risks. You, the business owner, though, go in with your eyes wide open, learn very quickly, and be intentional about putting your mitigation in place. Mountain View Farms is on a mission to create food you can trust for the Ghanaian community. 5 years from now, we expect to be a household name. We'll be in your kitchen and nowhere else. We'll be in your shops. We'll have you'd enjoy our food products. You'd enjoy our coconut oil. You'd have our goat meat on your kebab sticks. It is that literal. There's a ton of passion and investment that has gone into this, and we believe that with your help and with your patronage, this vision is going to be realized. This is Africa. We've got sunshine, we've got good water, we've got good agro practices. We can certainly do better. We can produce food you can trust. That's what would happen in 5 years. I guarantee you.
People are busily invested in foreign goats, and here you are housing and feeding local goats. Is it for a commercial purpose or what?
Oh yeah, so ultimately it's commercial, but this is one case in which we are choosing to start small. So we want to develop some expertise in handling goats first and foremost before we start investing in more expensive breeds. And so we are comfortable with that strategy, knowing full well that as time goes on, we'll introduce the appropriate breeds to make our herds more profitable and heavier. Okay. But for now, I want to be more comfortable with just running a small goat farm, and then we'll grow from there. But I mean, clearly, adding the foreign breeds, even just to provide hybrids, is certainly part of
the plan.
The plan, for sure. Yeah.
So what would you tell wannabes or diasporas who are yet to come?
Yeah.
After drawing some inspiration from you, your final words.
Yeah, so to the diaspora, I would say this: stay encouraged. This is doable, but get help. Research alone is not enough. Some of us have kind of gone through the mill, but someone like me, I share very profusely and openly. So if you want to get a hold of us, 054-465-5158. That is my phone number. I'll pick up the call. Get on our website. It's just about ready. It's www.mountainviewfarms-gh.com. And in about a week, all our social media handles are going to be active as well. I look forward to hearing from you. It's a journey worth embarking on. Thank you, and God bless.